watch out for Waters. He's getting the benefit from the toe. Now, is this going to fumble him when he gets to the braking area? He makes a bit of ground here into turn 6. And is that going to cost him? It does.
It does.
It does. Unbelievable. He did not need that right at that moment. He's had to make a passing move on a quali lap. Is he going to move up? Not enough. So he stays in 8th. There was a little bit of a bobble there from Anton right in the middle of all that as well, which just made it even more awkward. But you do not want to be touching or passing cars. Here's another view of the replay. We were on board live at this point. He got the benefit of the toe. He touched the rev limiter, feeding it gears, and then the little bobble there with the rear brakes locked for Anton was enough to make the nose-to-tail contact, and then he slides down the inside. But that last sector, you watch, they'll be grimacing in the garage there, seeing those pictures. Sam Potter, Brad Wischerson, they know what that means. Sam Scavidi closest to camera. So It's an angry Cam Waters, frustrated to have to deal with that in qualifying. Here he is, tucked under the back of the Shell V-Power racing car. He'll get a benefit in a straight line, but what can he do with it at the other end of the straight here? He's going to have to shadow him. Does he have to pass another car again in quali?
Yep.
And he does, and he makes contact. So contact for the second time in a row in successive qualifying sessions. Kostecki looks like he may have stitched another pole. He's done a 50.6. So here's the toe, getting the benefit, but now what do you do with it? It compels you to pass. So he bombs down the inside, locks briefly, side-to-side contact, and got out the other side. He probably got away with it a bit.
So the man of the hour, Cameron Waters, we thought we'd jump in with you and just find out what happened, because you managed to be a magnet for both of those DJR cars, both Will and Anton, through those sessions. So we're going to have a look at how that was for you. Great job in the second one, obviously finishing third there, but just your reaction to what unfolded out there. It was pretty busy.
It was all going on. Like, it's just hard because everyone's trying to get a tow, and there's people playing games, and it just creates so much congestion out there. So it's always going to happen. You're always going to have things like that. But I was on good laps, every time, and caught a DJ car both times. So I don't know if they were making mistakes and they...
So that was Will Davison.
That was one of them, yeah. I'm not sure if they made mistakes or they were just generally that slow, but if they're that slow, I feel really bad for the drivers. But, I'm on a good lap, and I had, no choice but, get it done, and it is what it is. So, probably cost, myself a few spots, cost obviously those guys a few spots. But, I was lucky I was third in that one. If I got that last lap, I probably would have been on pole, which would have been nice. But it is what it is.
Yep, so you'll start from 10th in race 11 this afternoon. Just talk us through that incident with Anton, what you could see as you were coming up to him, trying to get that toe, and then obviously making the contact.
Yeah, well, you do 3 laps, you do an 80% lap. The first time lap was okay for me, and I'm not sure if he made a mistake or something at the hairpin. And then that kind of affected the end of that lap for me. And then I started my lap 3, which is usually your fastest, right on his back bumper. So same thing, I got a good toe. I was way faster, and I had to get the job done. So it is what it is. I cost myself probably more positions in that quali than the last quali, but we're up the pointy end. The car's pretty pacey. We'll make it a little bit nicer and try and get some trophies.
Hindsight's always a great thing, but I guess when you're debriefing those sorts of things, how do you avoid it? What do we need to do to ensure that there's not as much congestion out there? How do you ensure you're not in that position so that you are maximising the speed you've got in this car?
Yeah, I guess there's 2 parts of that. I think as a team, maybe pick who you're behind or where you are in the train. Maybe be at the front of the train instead of the back of the train. Give yourself maybe a little bit more gap. I always give myself a bit of a gap. But, going forward, around here at Simmons, even Perth, there's kind of too many cars on the track for quali like that. So maybe we need to split the sessions or split the field somehow. I'm not really sure what the answer is, but it is dangerous, and it'll catch someone off guard one day.
Well, you got away with it today, which was good. Just give us a sense of the debrief off the back of yesterday.
The debrief was okay. We flew fast over 1 lap. I kind of knew it was going to be a bit of a handful in the race, and it was. I gave it absolutely everything yesterday. I left nothing on the table, and I would have loved to get that podium, but it just wasn't meant to be. So tuned a few things up for today to try and fix those little issues I've got, and hopefully it works in the race today.
And the pit stop too, that was obviously something that the team can work on today because, I mean, Andre Heimgartner of DJR did a great job and that probably hurt you a little bit yesterday too.
Yeah, there's probably two parts of that. He probably caught me a little bit on the pit entry because I was kind of the pioneer in front of him, so he used me as a brake marker, and then their pit stop was a little bit better than ours. They're number one in pit lane for pit stops at the moment, so they're doing a good job. So, there's definitely areas that we can work on as a team.
It's been interesting, I guess, from the outside looking in. I can sense your frustration. You had such a strong start to the year. How are you able to channel that in a really positive way and not let it get the better of you?
Yeah, I just use that energy to work on everything that I have in my control. Make sure whenever I get in the car, I'm doing absolutely everything I can, and let the politics play itself out in the background. But we're being competitive. It's more the race pace where we struggle. So a lot like the other Fords. But we'll keep chipping away at that and see what we can do. And hopefully we can make it a bit better today and we can get some trophies.
Give us a sense of the conditions out there today, because they were changing across both of those qualifying sessions. How do you stay on top of that?
Yeah, still very cold, I can confirm. It was nice in the car, nice and warm. The wind direction's actually shifted. So, yesterday we had a tailwind into 4, today was a headwind. So you had to change your brake markers a little bit. So it caught a couple of people off guard, but that's the fun of what we do, isn't it?
Sure is. So give us a sense of what you do now heading into the next race. Will you make some big changes to the car off the back of yesterday? What do those sort of steps look like?
Yeah, we'll just debrief where we're at. Obviously, I know what happened then. Obviously, our other team cars are quite quick as well, and they're trying little different things. So put all our heads together, and then hopefully we can find a 10th lap or maybe 2, and it looks after his tyres, and we can cruise off into the sunset and get some trophies.
We'd love to see you on the podium today. All the best this afternoon, Cam.
Thank you.
Let's jump down to Shelby Power Racing now. Larko standing by.
Yeah, well, it's a gutted Larko, Jess, I've got to say. I mean, I'm the Ford guy in the room, and I'm pissed. I'm gutted. I mean, Ford have got to do better than this, We've just thrown away 2 pole positions there, potentially, right? I really feel for this team. They were the innocent party. Hey, Benny Craig, I know, the guys are agitated, clearly. I saw how agitated you were out there. Both you guys were on good laps, and another Ford team guy runs into you, or, from another Ford team.
Yeah, look, it's not the smartest thing that he's probably ever done. If him out on track or his team can't manage the gap to the car in front in qualifying, then, just to run into the car behind because he's frustrated or whatever is, it's probably not really appropriate.
Yeah, I don't think you need to say anything more, Benny. I'm going to grab a couple of the drivers. Actually, Anton, you're on a good lap, I know. A little error, but again, you probably weren't expecting another car to run into the back of you on the final corner in qualifying. Qualifying is not a time for overtaking.
No, I mean, it happens around here. When you start laps so close to people, I guess at some point there's the chance of that happening if they make a little error or whatever. So it is what it is. It's racing. We're all good. We'll press on.
All right. Well, I like your positivity, mate. Keep your head down. Will Davo, let's see if he's as agitated as so many more of us, mate. I do feel for you there, mate. I know you were on your best lap, and if I was sitting in your seat, I wouldn't have expected that.
Yeah, I wasn't looking in the mirror, I'll give you the tip, but it is what it is. I'd sort of the second lap didn't go to plan, so I was on my best lap for sure, so we would have jumped up a long way further than we were, but Cam obviously got a monster toe up the back straight, and he does that. He follows very close to maximise his toe down the back straight, but obviously I can't disappear, so he tried to pass me and I just felt a big whack, so annoying, but I get it from both sides. I'm sure he's annoyed too, but that's the nature of 25 cars out there, and there's not enough room. So you got to pick your gaps because you want a tow, but if you get too close, you get more straight line speed, but you can't. The car's in your way in the braking zone, so it's always a compromise.
It is, isn't it, mate? All right, thanks. Good luck today.
Thanks.